One of the things AI has allowed us to do is to build a tech stack where the old idea of dashboards, where it's a report, you can't do much with it, is all dead. Like there will be no dashboards of the past. Every dashboard is a rich application where you can take actions. And one of the first actions we are enabling is you see that audience icon there. That's like against each path, you're going to see a ability to just go create the audience right there. That's one of many things we're going to keep enabling through these dashboards.
Hello, welcome in everybody. Hope everybody's doing well today. So just to frame things today, we'll be walking through what our new user experience is for everybody on Intentwise Explore. These features we'll walk through today are actually all already rolled out in your guys' accounts for you guys to start taking advantage of, or if you want to pull up alongside this as we walk through some of the different components that have been added there. But just a couple highlights before we jump into the platform of what's going to be available and what we'll walk through. First, we're going to showcase some of our new upgraded visuals. So we have a complete visual refresh that we'll walk through, that is really designed to be presentation ready and easy to grab insights from. Then we have added functions that are going to unlock some new levers of analysis. We'll walk through a couple examples of that. We have some new use cases that we'll showcase that are allowing us to answer some new key business questions. And we'll talk through the flexibility that this new solution is giving us, especially as it pertains to AI and the differences that this opportunities that this opens up from a custom solution perspective from our past integrations as well. And before I jump into the platform, just want to give a perspective. So this is probably an example of one of the visuals that you might be used to seeing in the Intentwise Explore platform. This is what our old UI was based off of. This was based off of another component-based system that we built on top of. And so as a part of this transition, we've been able to transition to a system that's fully native to Intentwise, so allows us a lot more flexibility that we'll jump into here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the platform. So starting off, this is our new path to conversion dashboard. So as you can see, referencing to that image that we just showed in the presentation, lots of new visuals have been rolled out here, even some new components and new metrics. So I want to call out a couple specific examples. For one, we've added some new function like you can see here in this first to last touch path analysis module. So for an example, if I wanted to see, I'm spending a lot of money on DSP and I want to see what is the downstream effect specifically that DSP is having, I could click here and only show DSP, and I would see all the paths that start with DSP. If I want to see all the paths ending with a sponsored product, it's another example of something I could do here. That was a function that wasn't previously possible. This is also, like we mentioned, unlocked some new reporting that we weren't able to showcase before. So one of our favorite examples is shopping inside abandoners. So this report is allowing you to showcase where in a shopper's journey from a initial interaction to an eventual purchase are you seeing strong fall off within. Right? So we could see by different shopping events, where are you seeing abandonment in that shopping journey? That could be detail page views, that could be someone after they add to cart, after they add to list. And we break that down even further by getting down into a product by product level bucketing of not only awareness and intent audiences based off of those signals, but that actual abandonment flow per product. So I could identify, do I have products that have a really large add to wish list audience, a really large add to cart segment, and go and create audience actions in the audience section of the platform off of that to use in DSP or sponsored ads.
A key point here is this can serve as a good jump off point around where to create audiences. Where you have large pools of audiences, for example, people leaving the detail page view, you can create a straight up audience for that. But where you have smaller pools where they've added to a wish list or a gift list, you can go create lookalike audiences of that off of that. But the point here is it's a quick glimpse into where are your audience pools by each of your product. And it's not a standard query in the AMC console or what have you. This is something we have built and we'll continue to build on this library of views and queries unique to Intentwise. The other one is you probably get to the shopper funnel view.
And we can pull that one up now as well. So this one's called Shopper Funnel. This is the other completely custom view that we've built is a part of this new rollout. So here I can actually track by month what is my new to brand acquisition as well as my customer acquisition cost. I can compare these month by month to see and almost make these operating metrics for my performance to see how am I trending over time.
The key point here is in the ad consoles and DSPs, you could get new to brand by campaign, but this is a new to brand for your entire account. The other thing I want to call out, and jump ahead here a little bit, Kenton, is some of you may have your own definitions of new to brand. No problem, we can build out a custom view for you. But our goal here is to make new to brand, however you define it for yourselves, an operating metric that you can track on a regular basis.
Yeah, and I think a great point off of that, not only with new to brand, but across all of these different visuals or the custom visuals that we're going to continue to build. One of the great flexibilities that we've unlocked, specifically with AI and our transition to having these all native in platform, is really strong flexibility in what we can build and how we can make it custom, look different. So if there is, as there's custom requests that you guys might have, if you want to see things changed or manipulated, that's a lot easier of a process now. If you have a custom dashboard request, we can usually turn it around in 3 to 4 days now, versus previously it was more of a 2 week timeline. So that's another great flexibility that we've unlocked alongside all of the additional work we've been able to do from a visualization and use case perspective. The last use case I want to show, just as an example today, is new to brand customers. But as you work through all the visuals in your account, you'll notice that this change has been reflected across the board. So any queries that are Intentwise standard queries have been updated and reflected with these new functions and visualizations.
The other minor point I want to call out, there's a download button on each visual. One of the complaints we got in the past was it wasn't easy to get an image and put it in a PowerPoint. We've really focused on that, and those download widgets on each of the charts should give you a PowerPoint ready image that you can place in your decks.
Yep, that's a great point. So you can either download a full PDF of the report, or you can use these icons and they'll download individual PNGs of the exact module. So this is just another example that I wanted to show where I'm able to view new to brand performance by campaign, for an example. So another new function that we've been able to work in is actually comparing this with overall ad performance. So I could see, sponsored brands is bringing in 58% new to brand purchases, but what's my overall customer acquisition cost or my new to brand advertising cost of sale, right? So those metrics are now layered in a couple of different places throughout these reports where we're combining both advertising performance as well as AMC data. So that's a quick insight into some of the changes that have been already made. And I'm going to jump back to the presentation here to showcase some changes that are still upcoming and some things that we are still working on. So something that's coming soon that we're really excited about is implementing audience actions directly within those new dashboards that we're showing you. So like we were talking about on the shopping abandoners, where we might want to create an audience of add to cart audience or add to cart users for a specific product. Imagine having a button right next to that in that dashboard where I can click. I can get a module like this where I can directly create an audience without having to flip screens and try to copy information back and forth. We're really focused on moving away from static dashboards and dashboards that don't have context to provide actions. And this is one of the ways we're doing that. So over the next couple of weeks, you'll notice that audience actions are rolled out across a majority of these AMC dashboards that you're seeing today.
One of the things AI has allowed us to do is to build a tech stack where the old idea of dashboards, where it's a report, you can't do much with it, is all dead. Like there will be no dashboards of the past. Every dashboard is a rich application where you can take actions. And one of the first actions we are enabling is you see that audience icon there. That's like against each path, you're going to see a ability to just go create the audience right there. That's one of many things we're going to keep enabling through these dashboards.
Yeah, I think the core focus that I would bring that back to is we're really trying to think about all the ways that we can help, specifically as it pertains to Amazon Marketing Cloud, help you develop the fastest path from going to data on your screen to delivering insights and actions to improve ad performance, to communicate that to stakeholders. So that audience actions is just one of the ways that we're working to do that. A couple other announcements that we have coming up soon. Like Sreenath mentioned but earlier, we're continuing to work on new use cases. Again, this is really unlocking us to develop use cases and develop new views at a much faster rate than we could before. So a couple that we're working on is a really enhanced customer lifetime value view. This is actually going to use the 5-year look back data. So we'll be able to see things like a full 5-year lifetime value, repeat purchases across 5 years. So we're really excited about that, especially for vendors where lifetime value can be a tough metric to calculate. We're also working on things like a tentpole analysis report as we move into Q4, and that list will continue to grow and expand as well. Additionally, we're about to roll out a feature around color theming. So if you're familiar with our white label solution now, we have options where you can select from a preset list of color themes, and all the dashboards in our white label solution will update to reflect that. So we're going to be rolling that out across all of these AMC dashboards, where you'll be, if you're an agency or even a brand that has color preferences, you'll be able to, click with one click of a button, change between some different color themes, and all of the dashboards in your account will be reflected. So we're really hoping that that makes these even more presentation ready, screenshotable, and shareable across the board, which is another a big focus of this project. Awesome. So that's all coming soon. And that's most of what we had to share today. Really wanted to give you guys insight into what's new, what's available, and what's coming. But if there's any questions, please feel free to throw those our way. If there's any questions or feedback that you have as you're able to start diving into the dashboards over the next couple of days, definitely please shoot those our way. We would love to hear how you guys are finding those useful, or other opportunities that we might have to continue to advance those further.
By the way, just FYI, and you can drop in the link, Kenton. I'm also doing a series of AMC educational posts every week. Released the first one last week. Kenton, go ahead and drop it in the chat. You can get yourself or your team members to follow along. Just an educational series on everything about AMC, just FYI. Outside of that, any questions so far from what you've seen?
If you guys do have questions that come up, please, again, feel free to email myself or Sreenath. We're more than happy to answer any questions, or take any feedback as well.
Or live chat. They should all have access to the live chat.
Yes, yeah, the live chat's another great way to give that as well. Awesome. Well, I appreciate everybody jumping on today. Really excited about all these new advancements, and hope you guys find them super useful, and look forward to hearing you guys' feedback as well. Have a great week, everyone.